Alright, I wanted to shoot this quick interim video since this was, I started these videos in sort of a humorous vein, but it actually turned out serious because, I know there's a lot of people out there that want to do this kind of stuff and they don't feel like they can. Well, all I have to say to you is have some confidence. You can do it as long as you have at least an inclination of what you're doing, some kind of mechanical leaning. You got this. You can do this. Look how my wife and I did it. Like, we have a little metal box suitcase under there just to prop that up so we can get our hands underneath it when we lay our sheetrock on top of it. She got sick to her stomach right now a while ago, so she left. And I'm almost done. I just laid that piece up by myself. This one right here I just cut, which I'm gonna give you a couple pointers if you've never done this before. This is gonna be your shot here to learn. I'm by no means a professional. I'm always a shade tree mechanic, a do-it-yourselfer. I don't care. I'm gonna give it my best shot. What you might not know about this room, we have a giant oak tree sitting outside, and one of the roots is pushing the concrete foundation up here. So you can see this used to be a carport. This used to be the actual garage. So this is one separate pour from our foundation. So this is one concrete slab that they have this linoleum, this stone tile linoleum looking stuff. It's got a huge crack right here because it's already lifted up that corner of the house. If I went outside and showed you, that'd be a whole different story. But listen, one of the greatest investments you can make is one of those the pointer laser levels that they sell, where you'd probably sit it like on top of a bucket and it would shoot a line clear across your ceiling so you have everything lined up. It's awesome. It's either that or a chalk line. That's what the pros use to make sure everything. Now I know that I'm gonna have some uneven lines here. This house was built in '59, and I have an oak tree outside pushing this room askew. So my whole house is a little bit crooked in places for that reason. But when you're laying when you're setting this drywall up on the ceiling, as you can see, we use a transmission jack on top of boxes on top of the table just to jack it up. We would lay the stuff here as I explained in a prior video, set it up there and push it up. Then I just get up there, line it up, and drive screws through. Now you can see normally pros line up all their screws so that they can make it an easy job of just either laying paper tape over it or spackling them all in one line when they put the joint compound in to cover the screw holes. I don't. I spread out my screws so that everything's nice and even, because what you're going to see is in some places, to compensate, here's one of the tricks that you can use. Like in the corners right here, you'll eventually see that you'll have some sag, some push, because these boards are not going to be even. Okay, what you're gonna run this drywall up into with screws. Get screws that are long enough. Get self-tapping screws, which mean screws that have, where's my box of screws? Here you go. They have like a chiseled bit on the end. I don't know if y'all can see that. Sorry. They have a chiseled bit on the end that sort of cuts its own way through both the drywall and the wood. They have the pointy ones as well, but the pointy ones can end up cracking your drywall. These kind of drill their way through as you screw. Now, sometimes if you have like a seam that's not matching up, like one is pushed further up and the other one's down or whatever, what you can do is don't be afraid to loosen the screw a little bit, or don't screw it all the way in, or loosen one or the other to try to get like an even seam across. As long as when you put your hand on it, it doesn't move. That way it doesn't crack your joint compound. When you put tape over it, put nice compound on it, if the house shifts at all, moves, if there's any movement at all, whether it be wind or you accidentally push a broomstick up there or whatever, who knows, or you're installing a ceiling fan, you don't end up with a crack, an ugly line down your, and then you're going to have more repairs to do on the back end, which are not going to be pretty. So just get it all nice and tight, run your hand across it, give it a little push test to make sure everything's nice and firm. That's what you want. And one last thing, nothing is ever going to be perfect. Don't expect it to be. You can see my lines are pretty even. In some places they're prettier than others. I don't care, because I already know what I'm going to do. I'm going to stuff something in there and then put the compound tape on top and then run my joint compound over that, which this is the stuff I'm using. I'm going to use an ultra lightweight stuff, which is going to be easier to, like $15 a bucket. That one bucket will do you for a long time, and then you'll have some left over to patch holes and stuff. It's pretty good stuff. So yeah, that's it, man. I just wanted to share that because I know that there's people out there that are desperate to get stuff done right now. With the economy really bad, you don't want to pay a pro a whole bunch of money, and you have time on your hands in your own house. You can make these repairs. You can do it yourself. You know, it doesn't take an expert to come in and do it. You can learn how to do this watching videos on YouTube, and this is one with just a few tips, okay? This is almost the finished product, and I'm gonna do one last one, but I wanted to do this intermediate video just to share this, okay? From the bottom of my heart, I believe in everyone who has it in their heart to do that. I wanted to share that. I believe in you. You can do it. Anyone can. I've taught my wife that. And I ventured off to do this. I had never done stuff like this before, and then I just took off and started doing it from watching my family members in construction, and here you go. I mean, I did learn electrical, so this is a little bit dangerous. You don't want to mess with this stuff, but I'm an electrician as well. I'm actually a certified HVAC, so I run my own cable, my own wiring, everything, and I've got my lighting up, switches, everything. And this was what started it all. This thing right here. I still got to replace that ugly little yellow switch right there, but just wanting to have light in this room is what started this whole thing, because there was no wiring. So there it is there. Just shared my thoughts. Some of the tools you're going to want to have, again, get yourself a level pointer. Man, if you can invest, get good tools. Don't get cheap tools. You know, your drills especially, these are awesome for cutting holes and stuff. The oscillating saw, Rigid's a good brand for that. DeWalt is as well. So I've got my 2 or 3 little tools that I love. Some of my tools were free. I got a whole box of tools that are cordless, battery, Black & Decker, a whole box with, you know, little sawzall and all that. They're for lightweight work, so this is lightweight stuff. All right, guys. Love you all. Take care.